Namaste. I'm going to teach 2 hip adjustment exercises from this book, Lee Albert. He was in my yoga teacher training at Kripalu. And these hip adjustments are really great for spinal alignment and relieving the body of pain in pretty much any area of the body, because our hips are the foundation for our structural alignment, even what's below the hips. The hips are still the foundation. So this is also really great for relieving sciatica pain, etc. So you'll need to stand on a block, or you can stand on a stair. You're going to put one foot on the block. You can hold on to the wall with the other hand, and the other leg is hanging off. So right now I have my left hip hanging off. I'm going to bring my hand to my waist. Let me turn a little bit more so you can see me better. I'm going to hike this left hip up and hold it up for 8 seconds. That's 8. So on an exhale, I'm going to let it drop. Let's do that 2 more times. So 3 total. Hike it up, take a breath, count to 8. And it's always on an exhale that you let it drop. 1 more. And let's do the other side. So oftentimes in our modern days, our hips are not perfectly aligned because we're driving in a car a lot, we're sitting a lot, and the hips end up chronically being hiked up and held in odd positions. So right hip is hiking. On an exhale, let it go. 2 more. This will also make your hips a lot stronger. And we're done. So you do each side 3 times, 8 seconds each. And you want to do this 3 times a day if possible. So it's kind of like you're getting a chiropractor adjustment, and then you want to keep the adjustment going because your hips will try to go back to where they were because you have different muscles and ligaments that are, maybe a little too long or a little too short in areas, and that's pulling or pushing on the bones. And as you continue to do this multiple times a day, the repetition is what will make those muscles and ligaments become the correct length, and it'll hold the bones in the right place. So I recommend honestly doing this for at least 2 weeks, 3 times a day. I had a rib up top here that was popping out whenever I would sneeze, and it really hurt when it would pop. And Lee Albert said, this is a hip issue, like most things. So I did this 3 times a week for about 2 weeks. It got rid of it, but then it started to come back. And then I did it for another 2 weeks. So I ended up doing like a whole month, and it has never, ever popped out on me again. Okay, 1 more hip adjustment. This one, it's better if you have someone else to help you with this, but if you don't, that's okay too. You're gonna lay on your back, just draw your knees into your chest so your back flattens, and then let your legs out long. Arms can come into a T. and then lift the right leg up a little bit. And then pull it to the side at this nice diagonal, so you're not way up here. The point isn't to stretch your leg, it's to open this outer hip that kind of will go up the back a little bit. And if possible, you want someone to hold your ankle and pull it away from you a little bit. And we'll stay here for a full minute. Now that my body's gotten used to this, I'm able to let my foot rest on the floor, but it's okay if that doesn't happen first time. And that's about a minute. So let's come out, release that right leg down. And then lift the left leg a little bit, bring it over at a diagonal. And breathe. We stay for a minute because it takes a minute for your brain to, this is very scientific, but I'm totally gonna butcher it. Scientifically, your brain will tell your body to continue to lengthen the areas that are opening if you've been there for longer than a minute. Anything under a minute won't, your brain won't start to tell your body to continue to lengthen those areas throughout the day. It's probably been a minute. Let's release. You can do this one on the floor 3 times a day as well. It's also fine if you want to do this one in bed. So these don't take long. If you don't have enough time to do both, I recommend doing the one standing with the blocks.